My name is Amber Reed, physical education instructor for Surry Community College. I, along with Mark Tucker and Yule Vernon, bring you these series of videos on different pieces of equipment that we have here in our fitness facility. This particular video is going to focus on body balls and all upper body, lower body, and core exercises that you could do with that piece of equipment. Keep in mind that these body balls are sold at different sizes, so depending on your height and skill level, you may need to adjust the size of the body ball if you're looking to purchase one. We have these in our facility, and Emily Worley is going to be helping to demonstrate these exercises today. We're going to start with mostly upper body moves first. We're going to start with the shoulder, curl, and press. Again, we stress the body ball's benefits for all ages and abilities. This is a good one for low impact and also getting good range of motion in the shoulder cavity. She's curling and then of course pressing overhead. Anytime we have opportunity to go overhead with any piece of equipment, we get some heart healthy benefits out of that as well. Second, we're going to adjust slightly and let her have a seat on this ball. We're going to do pullover. This is going to focus with her just sitting on the ball. She's maintaining core balance, and with the pullover, she's going to take a weight, handle it with both hands, and she's getting work out of the tricep area here. We're going to switch her around, give you some variety with this body ball on how versatile this piece of equipment can be. She's going to put her core onto the ball, so she works on some balance here, and she's going to do a body fly. She's coming to the side. Be sure to keep elbows slightly bent so we don't run a risk of injury. And also, slide back off of this ball. We're going to switch balls because of the length of her arms and change to a front raise exercise. Again, both exercises are beneficial to her shoulder cavity and building bicep strength. She also does have to consider balance as she tries to stay on the ball. Slide back. We move to core moves next, and we'll primarily stay with the green ball as it is our largest and pumped up the most for us here. These core moves can be very basic. Emily's going to have a seat on this ball, and she is going to walk herself out to where everything up to her shoulders is resting on the ball, and you might need to come up a little bit more. Depending on how easy or hard you can adjust this exercise. She's going to lightly place her hands over her ears. She's coming up for just a basic crunch. And that's what we're working here. Just her simply sitting on the ball. She has to work on core balance, but again, she's getting those central abdominal muscles there. Next, we're going to really challenge Emily a little bit. And again, depending on abilities and skill level, these are going to vary a little bit with what you're able to do, and you can progress up to these. We're going to do a pike off of the ball. So notice how she gets into position. I did hold the ball for her, or she could come behind it and roll out, but she's going to take her feet and try to extend up into a pike position. This again is going to get lower back and core benefits while she's trying to balance on the ball as well. In that same position, if you want to come back from behind, she can also challenge her oblique muscles with a core twist. Alright, you're going to roll out onto that ball, and she's going to be able to, at this point, bend the knees as she crunches up, but she's going to take this even further into a core twist by going side to side. So notice she's able to bend the knees, and she's going to get oblique work out of that as well. Alright, roll back. Next, if you have a wall or the ability to suspend your feet up against an apparatus, you can do a sidewall crunch using the body ball. She wants to put her legs as extended as she arms extended, and she's going to give a side crunch. Offers more variety with the oblique muscles. This would be more basic oblique move. And then she could turn around and do the other side. Next we have a lower ab crunch. So she's going to lie down. She's going to extend the legs on top of the body ball, and she is going to try her best to bend and raise her pelvis off the ground to give a crunch to the lower abs. This is something we get a lot in this facility. How can I work on the lower aspect of my abdominals? This would be a good one. She's driving her heels into the ball. We can also challenge the core by simple moves such as planks. And what we'll do with this one is she's going to take her forearms and she's going to adjust based on her height and just hold this plank position. Both are good for core in general, lower back, as well as building the abdominal muscles as well. And then last, we have a side plank. And we'll switch to the lower ball because of Emily's height here. And she's going to, all right? She's going to take her left arm and she's going to drape it over the ball and place it here. This one's challenging as you might need someone to help just kind of stabilize the ball. She's going to raise her leg and just balance here. This is considered a side plank. Challenges the core. As she gets better, I would want to let go of the ball and see her to balance on that core herself. All right, stand up. The last segment is lower body moves, and we're going to start this one by just a regular squat. Now you can do this a couple different ways. You could take the ball and just simply roll it out and use it for stability, or in this case, Emily's going to put it up against a wall. The machine works great. Her feet are shoulder width apart, and she's going to sit into that 90 degree. This is really good sometimes for older adults, but also those that need that reinforcement of good form. Okay. Next, we're going to do the squat and ball overhead. So Emily's going to perform that same squat, but we're going to make it a combination move by raising the ball overhead. So she's getting upper body as well as lower body benefits out of this exercise. Next, we have a side squat. Same lunge into the side position, and she's going to raise that ball at the same time. Again, challenging both upper and lower body. We can also work inner and outer hip. You could simply sit down and squeeze your knees and just feel a tightening of the ball and then release. But in this case, we're going to have Emily place one foot onto the ball, and as she gets good and balanced here with a slight bend in the knee, you'll notice that she's in good balanced position. She's going to draw that extended leg in and out. This is going to work inner and outer thigh, hip abduction and adduction at the same time. And then the last one, we're going to do a lunge. So just a traditional lunge, very good lower body exercise, but we're going to add the ball overhead. So now we're getting, again, both benefits to upper and lower body. These body balls serve as a very good mechanism for total body strength and can even replace some of the traditional Nautilus equipment that we have down here in this facility.